Cardin, I think let me try to share the screen so at least we can begin later.
Yes.
I'm trying to
Good
share,
evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and all District 20 presidents. Welcome to the Club Officer Training Session of COT2. I am Toastmaster Muhammad Viqar, your moderator for today's session. The presenter for the session is Toastmaster Khiler. On behalf of the organizing team, I welcome the presenter. Timing criteria for today's session will be 45 minutes, followed by 15 minutes question and answer session. I will show the virtual background green card at 35 minutes. Yellow will be at 40 minutes. And the red will be 45 minutes. For Q&A, again, we have 15 minutes. For that, I will show the green card for 10 minutes, yellow for 12 minutes, and 15 for red. At the end of the session, the most important group presidents are over here for attendance. I will be shared in the chat. Request all the presidents to show mark as today's session you have attended. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Presenter, DTM Khiler.
Good evening, everybody. I just was trying to create the screen, but unfortunately it's not picking up. Let me, I'll have to take a few more seconds for that. All the time I was trying for that.
Can you share DTM Khiler? Can you share the screen?
This is what I'm trying. Like it's not. I don't see that particular file in the share. I can see on the desktop. Let me see. Presentation.
Send it to me by WhatsApp and I will share it for you, DTM Khiler.
Well, it is, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to...
Or send it to Roshan, that is better.
Yes, Roshan, give me your email ID. Let me share that. You all are living in techie world. Can you put in chat box or in the WhatsApp, Roshan?
Want me to help as well? Just came in. I was in the other rooms.
Yes, we wanted to see where is the president of Active Minds.
I was in the other rooms just checking everything is fine.
And the debaters.
And debaters, yes.
I think, Roshan, you have the slide. Can you share that? Let me begin from there.
Roshan email is very simple.
Yes.
Toastmasters@roshan.com.
Roshan is not here. He left the room.
We are there. This is how it works, Toastmaster. They are there to help everybody. Well, just a minute. First of all, let me congratulate everyone present over here, being taken as a president in the club. You are, by taking this role as a president in your club, your influence and example bring the best in members as well as the club officers. Let me have the first slide, Roshan. In this session, we have an agenda which we will define president's role, responsibilities of the president, and president resources. When you go for the next, further on the role of president, we will identify the objective. After completing this session, you will be able to identify your role within the club, fulfill your responsibilities within the club and club executive committee. Also, you'll find the resources to help fulfill responsibilities. So we have 25 minutes on this session. I would like to go for more interactive than we just giving some presentations. So I just wanted to ask a question to the veteran Toastmasters over here. What is the essence of the president's role? I think veteran Toastmaster Khalid is over there. I just want to ask you.
Depends on which
one. Right? Yes. I was asking, what is the essence of the president's role?
Well, the president is the person who sets the tone for the club. That's exactly what the president needs to do. And of course, represent the club as a figurehead for outside the club boundaries, in very simple terms.
Fantastic, Khalid. And I would like to hear from Anadata in a very short sentence. Is there anything else would you like to contribute us today?
It is not that you do anything, but you get name for everything. You have to make sure that everything goes well as per the club's needs, but you get the work done from everyone. Before that, I would also like to tell you, our veteran president, DTM Makloof and DTM Wafa, I think they can throw better lights. Thank you. Over to you.
Well, thank you so much. I would like to hear also from Dr. Asha. You've been as a president since 4 months.
6 months. 6 months.
Fantastic.
We are still in the neonatal stage. Neonatal stage.
Well, it will go further, and I'm sure that I just wanted to hear from you.
As the president, the president is the one who keeps the whole team together, who motivates and who's like a cheerleader and the role model for all the team members.
Fantastic, Asha. You took us there. But my friend Hisham, President Hisham, was mentioning something through the chat box. Do you have anything to say?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, Mr. Trainer. One of the key things that the president does is he would come with a vision. He would come with a vision that is leading on from the last year. You will use the team to instill, inspire, and motivate them, and then assure a seamless handover for the next team. Back to you.
Fantastic. Yes. I mean, we have great souls of essence. Is there anything to add? Someone, if anyone would like to share?
There is one.
If we don't have any past president, what do we do? If we don't have any past president, what do we do?
Well, there is no club works without the guidelines of presidents, not necessarily to be in that club particularly, but I'm sure that when you start your club,
we'll be the founder president.
You had many presidents to assist you and support you. And even
Khalid Abdullah, most of us.
Yes. Not only him, there are, I'm sure that Ravi Marat and so many past presidents are there. Fantastic. So
can I come in, DTM Khiler? For a new club, for a new club, we have club mentors. They are the people who will guide us. That is the most important thing. We have a Toastmaster Romy Arado wanted to say something for a long time.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. My name is Toastmaster Romy Arado. I'm the president of Awesome and Innovative Mind Toastmaster Club. I believe the role of the president, just like a captain of the ship, you should know where your journey. You should determine, all of us know the journey of that.
We will go to the role in detail, President Romeo Arado, certainly. I was asking just the essence. Of course, we will have more discussion on the role. Fantastic try, all the presidents. And is there anyone from Iraq and Alexandria, I mean Egypt?
Egypt.
Would like to comment? Well, I believe they are done. Yes. Shall we go for the next role, Mr. Chair? Yes, we will find more details on the roles now. Thank you so much. We are going further beyond. Let me make it a bigger one, the slide. Yes, in president role, we have 3 categories. Yes, you were right. Let's go for the next one. Next page. Yes, we have 3 categories in the responsibilities of president. The club meeting, outside the club meeting, also the executive committee. So let us go further to the club meetings. Before club meetings, well, I would like to go to any of the presidents over here, like what is in their experience, what they do in the club meetings.
First thing, present, be there in the meeting room at least 15 minutes before. To
yes,
receive
President PB, can you introduce, when you come, this is an opportunity to take your club, to know between people. This is also, I would like to, we'll have a further discussion on later stage, how we interact, the importance of interacting between other presidents. Can you, whoever comes, just introduce yourself, say
Thank you
like
very
which
much.
club you present.
Thank you very much. I am Toastmaster Pidambaran representing Falcon Toastmasters Club. And as my opinion, the first thing president has to do is that present at the meeting venue at least 15 minutes prior to the meeting time. First and important thing.
Agree that point, yes. Anything else? I'm sure President Noreen raised her hand to share some points on the president's role, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, there are certain roles and very clear roles that the president takes within the meeting itself. For example, at the beginning, the president presents the guests and welcome them. And then he should say the presidential address, then introduces the master of ceremony. And then he sets the motivation mode and the enthusiasm within the meeting itself. And should also think these are some of
Is it me or the session?
The session.
Her session, right? Okay.
Her session, yes.
Well, I think, are you done, President Noreen Haji?
Yes, yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
President Ala Al-Safar is raising his hand.
Thank you, DTM. I think one of the important things also is like distribute some tasks, not just limit the task to the sergeant at arms and the other officers and the VP education. You try to distribute and generate ideas with the other members so they can come to the meeting and they see their efforts paid off in the meeting. I think this is a good idea.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, yes, let us narrate this point once again. Before the club meeting, we have discussed the roles we have to fulfill and what are the actions that the president has to be taken. Upon arrival at the club meeting, we will go further. These are some key points. We will go to the discussion next level, what we will do in the club during the meeting and after the meeting. Well, can we go for the next slide, DTM Roshan? So we'll go for, yes. Before the club meeting, usually we miss this part sometime, asking Vice President Education about to receive any special recognition at the meeting. And most of the president, because we solely believe that this is the responsibility of VP Education. Well, it is, but as a president, we must ask Vice President Education to find out whether is there any member to receive special recognition at the meeting. Ask the Vice President membership if any new members are to be inducted at the meeting. One more point, plan the business portion of the meeting. Review necessary parliamentary procedures. Well, I can see Nazreen, President Nazreen kept raising the hand. Is there any point, would you like to comment on this all? We are discussing before club meetings. Nazreen, are you there? You can unmute and say if there is anything. Well, these are the points that before the club meeting. Let us go for the next point. DTM Roshan. Upon the next slide, it was unfortunate that system is not picking. Maybe the PowerPoint, otherwise it would have been much interesting and faster. Well, upon arrival at club meetings, review the meeting agenda. Greet guests and members as they arrive to make them feel welcome. This, most of the club, I have seen that. I mean, the president, they welcome the guest. And the moment you welcome the guest, they feel it so important at the meeting and they stay back towards the end of the meeting. Well, apart from this point, is there anything that DTM Rizvi would like to comment? He's a veteran Toastmaster. For the past 25, 26 years he's serving. And I don't think there is any role that he didn't serve. DTM Rizvi, are you there? I don't unfortunately see. So let us go to the next slide.
We have to adopt the agenda.
Well, yes, of course, we have to adopt the agenda. It's very important during the meeting,
and
the beginning of the meeting. Someone has to
second it.
Yes, we will go to that point. Yeah, yes, thank you. We'll go to that point, DTM Asha. That is, we are discussing the points, I mean, in the beginning, like before the meeting, like once we arrive at the meeting hall. In fact, these slides are designed by Toastmasters International, focusing on physical meeting. And many of these items you might not feel appropriate to our sessions, to be frank. But soon we are recapping a physical meeting. So let us go during the club meeting. Yes, Dr. Asha, you rightly mentioned, during the club meeting, what happens? Call the meeting to order promptly at the scheduled time. Introduce guests. Briefly explain the meeting's events for the benefit of guests. Introduce the Toastmaster of the meeting. Conduct the business portion of the meeting. Give the date, time, and place of the next meeting. Well, in many slides, when it indicates the time. Toastmaster International always very specific on the timing. That is why call the meeting to order promptly at the scheduled time. If you look at this portion, throughout Toastmasters manuals, they are very strict and prompt on the timing, because me, you, Khalid, Roshan, Romy, Asha, President of Bahrain and President of the United States, all they have only 24 hours in a day. No one has an extra additional minute. And this is the only thing that we can see 100% democracy. So time is very important. So let us go for the next slide, ATM Roshan. Yes. During the club meeting continues, make any announcement. What kind of announcement we can expect? Can I hear from this from any president?
Yes, like this COT meeting announcement. Contest or area council meeting, division council meeting, district council meetings. There will be many meetings coming up, and joint meetings or any other things about sessions being organized by our district.
That's right. Thank you so much, President.
International contest. Yes,
yes.
Krishna wants to say.
Yeah, any apologies? Apologies you have to mention?
Of course, yes, in the beginning, yes.
Yeah.
If there is an apologies. What else?
Yeah, yet something? Awards, recognitions.
Yes, been mentioned, yes. I have seen in some clubs, most of the announcement done by master of ceremony towards end of the session, which is not a practice that Toastmasters International, take forward. They put forward all the announcements related to the club, in the club, outside the club, all to be announced by the president. And finally, during club meeting, the next important role for a president is to adjourn the meeting. Is there anything else on this session that we can discuss?
Who announces the best role player, the best speaker? Does the Toastmaster of the day announce that, or the president?
Well, in practice, in most of the club, what we have seen is announced by these kind of recognitions or awards announced by Master of Ceremony. But Toastmaster International put forward, this has to be announced by President.
Mm-hmm.
This is the right practice. Well, there are veteran Toastmasters whom, they can advise on this point if there is anything which is not appropriate in our discussion.
DTM Veena wants to say something.
Yes, please.
Yeah, good evening.
We were eagerly waiting.
I just have one point that we take the reports from other officers who are not able to attend, and we, give that report to in the business session also. That also, I think we should take care of it. And since we are starting all the business reports from down top, if any of the ExCo members, if they missed any points, then we can tell it. Otherwise, there is no need to repeat all those points from respective officers.
Absolutely.
Just to answer Toastmaster Asha, there are different announcement depends on the type of announcement. So the winners usually, and of course you came in the virtual online meeting, so you were not attending our physical meeting, but announcements are made by the master of ceremony in the presence of the president. So the president would give the awards while the winners are announced by the master of ceremony.
Well, this is Yeah, this is a practice what we see in this part of the world. And in District 20, we have seen in most of the club, like the announcing of awards being done by master of ceremony. Whereas in Europe, clubs in Europe, I have witnessed physically in Milan Toastmaster in Milano, all the announcement related to the recognition or any other announcement is being done by president. So what I have seen according to the manual and rule book, well, I just want to ask who has the rule book or the book which is under item 1310.
Moments of truth.
Club leadership handbook. Who has this? Any of the person has? Fantastic. Well, other than Anna, I think he has all the answers. So I learned everything. We have to for some time, we have to mute him because we have to give a chance to other president. It is a book that we all have to have as a president, or you can download from Toastmaster International, that leadership handbook, the item number 1310. In that, it narrates every single thing of almost all the officers, even the
I think we lost our presenter.
Yes,
he told me to mute
myself. You can continue. You have control of the slide, so you can continue.
Fellow Toastmasters, I am DTM Roshan Louis here. I am a backup presenter for the president. Let me take over. Thank you very much. I think DTM Khiler was doing well with this presentation. So as we go back to the session, we were talking about what is before meeting, during meeting, and after the meeting, what president should do. And we're talking about making announcements, and the next is what is very important by president is adjourning the meeting. There are two rights only president can do, or presiding officer in the meeting. That's calling meeting into order and adjourn the meeting until president adjourns the meeting. These are the very important parliamentary procedures which will be followed. If you see many of the meetings when GE comes, sorry, you may hear some cracker sounds. I am in India, a neighbor building, and everywhere they're celebrating Diwali. So please bear with me. So what happens in many of the meetings, if you see GE, still today, the very experienced meeting, in enthusiasm, we miss these two procedures, calling meeting into order and adjourn the meeting. Sometimes GE says, today I miss calling a meeting into order and adjourning a meeting. So this happens. So these are the two important parliamentary procedures a president could do during the club meetings, apart from the announcements. There are different announcements when he takes about officers' announcements, like club officers' reports. During that time, he allows each club officer to present the report and any announcement pertaining to that role. At the end of the session of that club business session, he also talks about his announcement, something which pertaining to a district meeting, which he should do, can be done during this time. I hope you're clear with this. Shall I go with the next slide? Thank you. So next, outside the club meeting, what we have to do. The president, as a president, we always say, is a leader of the club, is the dealer of the club, deals the problems of the club to run the club very smoothly, deals in the right way, in a positive way. And he also has got different roles outside the club. Number one, he attends the vote at council meetings. There are two votes are very important, VP Education and President in council meeting. So he takes very important role in this. It is a decision of leadership. So he decides by exercising his valuable votes. And he attends the vote at annual business meeting. Recently, if you have seen in ABM an annual business meeting, he also has got district as well as especially in the district and even in area council, he attends. And he appoints the audit committee. So we run, many clubs do run very methodically the financial areas and many areas in the club. So he is a crucial person who runs auditing committee also. And this is the main procedure to put the things in place. And he appoints the nominating committee. Every year, if you see, president during his tenure, there are two types of tenures normally clubs follow. Every 6 months, club officers may change, or once in a year, club months officers may change, 6 or 12 months. Whenever it happens, the president who is operating during that duration, his main responsibility is to appoint a nominating committee for the
Thank you so much, Roshan.
Yeah, you can continue, DTM Khiler.
Yes, this is what I see, a frozen Roshan. Well, thank you so much for that. Well, I hope this is how it works, Toastmaster. It is like a marathon baton. We handle, he took the baton. It's great. Thank you so much, Roshan. So outside club meeting, where were we, DTM Khalid? Leadership in action. Yes, absolutely. So in which point? Appoint the audit committee. In which moment, where he left?
Well, I'm still amazed by what is happening here.
Well,
yeah, we reached the point of appointing nominating committee.
Well, yes, we enjoy the best of the technology here. The baton, yes. So appoint the audit committee, yes. In most of the club, which we don't see this point, appointing audit committee. In Bahrain, only few clubs, they practice this. It is not because they don't have anything to audit. It is because they have nothing to audit. Well, let us go for the next point. Appoint the nominating committee to nominate new club officers. Well,
DTM Khiler, when you got a connection problem, I came in. I finished this slide. You can go to next slide. Thank you.
Well, yes, we have done halfway. Thank you, Roshan. Yes, so we were discussing a point. Appoint the nominating committee to nominate new club officers before the beginning of the term. It is very important. Like normally the leadership, the idea of leadership itself is to find and to make leaders. And we are almost 6 months done. Any president, did you find leaders for the next ExCom? I hope I will have, I would like to have answer other than Annadatta, please. Any presidents here or found your successor?
It's a prime responsibility of any ExCom to keep ready or prepare the next ExCom member when the terms will come.
Absolutely. Very positively. Yes. President Dinesh, yes, my question was, did you find or any of the president find or do you know that who is going to take this ship to the next destination? Your successor.
I can say myself, I am the successor of my predecessor who before ending the term, he appointed me as a president.
Okay, how about 2022-23?
Very honestly, since time not so near, but as soon the time will come near, we are in that session that we every ExCom, I give my message to keep ready your successor. As well
Fantastic. Yes, yes, that is exactly what it works, Dinesh. Yes. And anyone else from Kuwait? We don't see much of our friends in Kuwait actively participating other than
Tabassum Ali is there.
Anna.
Yes. I also buy from Kuwait.
Come on.
Oh, great. Okay. I thought I see you everywhere. I thought you are from Bahrain. Yes, President Mohammed. Yes, I can
thought
see.
he is from Iraq.
Global.
Thank you
from
very
all
much.
over.
I am Mohammed Abdin and I am president of GPIC Toastmasters Club. I would like to highlight in this point that to appoint your successor, it's part of you is required to appoint your subcommittee, and usually he's the one who spend lots of time in the leadership role or aside to the president. And maybe he will be a good nomination for being the next upcoming president. But again, this is also goes back to the election which take place. And then maybe the subcommittee of the president or VP education, they will have some dynamics during the election, which make things always more interesting.
Fantastic try, President Muhammad. You are representing which club?
Yeah, I am from GPIC Toastmasters Club.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Well, so this is very important to find our successor to take our vessel to the next level. Well, let us discuss the next outside.
We have one more person, Nasreen, President EWTMC.
Yes, please. Something. I mean, this is how Annadatta, he wear multiple hats and many roles. He interfere and get the president out. Yes. Can I hear from that, President?
Yes. Good evening, sir. This is Nasreen, the President of Empowered Women Toastmaster Club. Adding to that point of finding the successor, yes, we already have. In fact, my ExCom is very strong. And not only President, we also know who will be the VP Education and who will be the next VPM. So it is a part of our plan. And we believe in that the show must go on and nobody is indispensable. So we have clarity like way ahead.
Fantastic, Nasreen. Yes, you are from a woman empowerment Toastmaster. So definitely, as you said, your ExCom is very powerful. Thank you to listen that powerful message. Well, let us discuss what happens and how it happens and what is our role as president outside the club meeting. Well, receive official correspondence from world headquarters, such as the leader's letter and a copy of the leadership handbook, item number 1310. This is what I mentioned from the beginning, like 1310, it's very important handbook. I think these days we can obtain it through online. And schedule the chair club executive committee meetings. Yes, it is very, very important. Like ExCom, most of the club, they conduct executive committee meeting every month. So it is the responsibility of the chair outside the club meeting to be head of the executive committee meeting. Yes, develop and improve club leadership. Club president must facilitate the development and achievement of club and member goals. To do this, the president must ensure the club officers know what their responsibilities are and how to fulfill them. Search for leaders, ensure all club officers are fulfilled for the succeeding term, and conduct timely elections. Well, we discussed this point. Prepare his or her successor for office. Yes, absolutely. Club administration. Club presidents ensure that the mechanisms of the club run smoothly. This means attending to details and managerial issues such as overseeing the administrative operation of the club in compliance with the club constitution and bylaws.
Hello, the slide is frozen. Can you move this to the next slides?
Can you hear?
Yes, now I can.
Yes, yeah, no, the slide is not frozen. Yes, maybe probably the next one, yes. So this is what? Scheduling and chairing monthly executive committee meetings. Yes, we mentioned this point. So shall we go for the next outside the club slide? Yes, advanced club and member achievement. This is one of the very important points that we have to take into consideration, because the members join looking at your leadership, looking at the way how you set the tone of the club. And it is our responsibility as a president to take care how members are advancing on their personal achievements. Yes, presidents must focus considerable attention on how to achieve and maintain quality for the club and members. To accomplish this, a president must oversee the plan to achieve distinguished club program goals and ensure the club is distinguished. Well, I have seen many of the clubs simply depend on the vice president education on all the educational goals. Well, it is our responsibility to make sure it is happening through the ExCom and through the members. The next point, ensure the club has an ongoing membership building program. It is not just the responsibility of the vice president membership. It is solely the president's responsibility. Encourage communication and leadership development by promoting all education awards. Well, it is narrated competent communicator, which is related to the all manual, competent leader, advanced communicator bronze, advanced communicator silver, which is over. It's over. Now let us focus on the level 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, President Anna, I can see that your hands keep raising up.
Again, it is frozen. Slides are frozen, my friend.
Yes, let's slide. DTM Roshan, I need your assistance.
DTM.
I can share the slide if you have any issue.
No.
Yes.
Kindly inform me when to move the slide. Next slide, please. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. So advanced club and member achievements. Yes, let's go for the next point. Next slide. One more. Outside club meeting. Let's go for the next slide. Well, we discuss encourage communication leadership development. As in the beginning of this COT session, I think distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah was mentioning 70% of your advancement is happening through the leadership, whereas only 30% happening through communication. Am I right, DTM Khalid?
Well, I'm taking that quote from DTM Balraj. He said that when you join Toastmaster, you can also speak. So it's 80% leadership and 20% communication.
Well, so it is bit increased 80% leadership, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Exactly. That is what exactly happened just now. Yes. Which president was commenting these beautiful points? Let us go for the next slide. Effective interaction with other organizations. I just want to ask our beloved presidents, is there anyone presiding any other organization other than Toastmasters International? May I see that? Or you have done?
I am part of Rotary International.
Fantastic. Yes, Rotarian. You are a famous Rotarian. We know that. And Toastmasters International is hand in hand with all the Rotarians in the world. It has a much wider network, more than 1 million people, and even more than 100 years of history, right, President Anna? Yes, absolutely. So I'm sure that, Toastmasters International going to the next level. Other than that, President Anna, is there anyone who are alive? I think many of them are sleeping. Are you doing any other organization? Presiding any other organization? When I was in school, I was vice president for Kerala Student Union, KSU, which I had a chance to lead almost 500,000 students in the state. So any of you had this opportunity or you are doing it? Even right now, I'm presiding an association in Bahrain, which is called MAT, which has around 1,000 people. Well, This is an opportunity for us that we learn the leadership from Toastmasters. I believe none of all this organization I had experienced has a frame, a professional approach and frame like Toastmasters International. This is something that we learn from this. Well, let's go for the next slide. Over to the executive committee. Ensure, yes, the executive committee, yes. So whenever you have a chance, presidents, please keep in touch with other organizations if you have a possibility to interact with them and spread the message of Toastmasters to the community. Let us go for, what happens and what we have to do with executive committee. Well, yes, oversee the executive committee. Ensure the executive committee completes its duties. Let's go for the next slide about the budget. Outside the club, we also have, can we have, yes, create a club budget. That is very important. Like when I was the president of Falcon Toastmasters, we made a broader budget to obtain or to give gifts to our guests, whoever comes in. At that time, what we did, like what we can do differently to have a broader budget, President Thomas, do you have any suggestion for that? President Thomas, I can see, like, or President Ala Al-Safar. Did you try anything differently to have to obtain a broader or bigger budget for the club? To get some gift like this? Can you see this? Yes, I believe something like this we can give to our guests, and or pens, which I am so fascinated. This kind of pens.
Mr. DTM Khiler, I think the EITP president has raised his hand.
Yes, Mr. President. Generally, Speechcraft is a good fundraising option. Yes.
Distinguished DTMs, top presidents, how are you? Good evening. I believe you're asking if we can make other income to our clubs from where, yeah?
Absolutely, because it is essential.
We did recently a Speechcraft program where we got participants who paid the money for their participation, and we use this money now for other things. We can do the same for some other activities, such as...
Absolutely. This is right, President Baluchi. Yes, but due to, most of the club, they turn to online meeting, and we cannot charge like before. And those days, in physical meetings, speech card programs, we used to charge 25 Bahraini dinar, whereas we have some revenues saved for the clubs, which is unfortunately not happening these days. This is one of the options. Appreciate that. Is there anything else that we can obtain more broader fund for the budget for the club?
I believe also you can use your expertise in your area and conduct sessions through Zoom remotely on YouTube, where you can make it a paid session. For example, a technology session where some people, they need to understand some future technologies and can be paid for that. You can get people who get paid for these technologies.
Agree that point, President Baluchi. Yes, when I was president in Falcon, we had some entrepreneurs in the group. So what we put forward to the entrepreneurs, they are, more capable or well capable than normal members. So every members, they raised 100 BD. So we had 6 entrepreneurs in the group, and we utilized this to make our stationaries for the club and for the guest whoever comes. Well, let us go for the next points. complete club success plan, strategize for success in the distinguished club program, create and oversee other club committees if necessary. Well, shall we go for the next slide before we run out of time? Well, there is another interesting point, how to fulfill the president's responsibilities. There are three interesting points: how, when, who, what. Shall we go for the next slide? Yes. How will you fulfill this responsibility? When will each action be completed? Who is available before the checklist? Who is available to help you? What materials and resources can you see? Let's go. So in this session, we are slightly running out of time before the question and answer session. So we will quickly go to the next point. You have responsibilities related to the club meeting and club executive committee. All of your responsibilities help to achieve club goals. Next, we will look at some resources to help you fulfill your role. Let's go for the resources. Yes, President's resources. Let's go for the next slide. Yes, quickly, we are going for the last point, I believe. Yes. We have the following resources available in Toastmasters International. Chairman item number 200, Club Constitution for Clubs for Toastmasters International. And finally, the last one, Distinguished Club Program Goals, item number 1111C. These all are the additional resources which will help you in finding your role, responsibilities, and your commitment towards the club, and how you achieve your designated goals. So here we are almost end of our session. Then we have discussed many points. Debrief, let us President resources. Yes, here we conclude. So let me revamp some points as president. Club presidents open and preside over all club and club executive meetings. The president sets the tone of the entire club through preparation, conducting well-run meeting, and providing leadership whenever required. Working closely with the executive committee, the president strategizes and communicates with the team officers to achieve distinguished club status. The entire executive committee shares responsibilities to deliver a positive member experience. Connect with leaders in other clubs to gain knowledge. The club president can impact individuals and entire club community and beyond. Leadership experience and opportunity await you. Have a great term ahead. Well, this is the end of the term. I believe moderator will send an evaluation form to evaluate the entire session. Well, is there any other question than what we have discussed earlier? Let us take, we have few more, I think we have 5 more minutes, right, moderator, to take up the questions.
Yeah. You can take 15 minutes as a Q&A as per a schedule. And now the session has started. Meanwhile, I have shared the attendance link in the chat. And if you have any question, you can raise it.
Well, let us have some interesting questions or experiences that we can share. I'm sure there are quite a lot of veteran Toastmasters joined from different parts of the world for this magnificent session. And we hear presidents from Alexandria, And we hear President from Iraq, probably. President Kannan Ravi, do you like to share any of your experience?
Yeah, my experience in executing as a president, because I was twice president of Southway Toastmasters Club, then currently the president of Rising Star Toastmasters. I believe in a regular follow-up. We can't take it granted. Things will happen. So you have to have, avoid any communication gap. Wherever there is a gap, you have to immediately act and fill in.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, President Kannan. President Farkhanda Sayed, we saw her interestingly in many discussions before, but today, I don't see her. Are you there, President Farkhanda Al-Bukhari? We would
Yes,
like to
I
hear
am
some
here,
words of wisdom from you.
Toastmaster Khiler. Here I am. Did you find me?
Yes, yes, yes. We can
I'm the
very well
beautiful
hear
one
you.
here.
Well, there is no doubt on that. Yes. Any questions that you would like to clarify with us, or you can?
Yes, there is one. Sharing? There is one. The slide that you have shown where it said the announcements. So many were doubtful what announcements we presidents make. Well, I have been president. This is the 5th time, I think, 6th time, I'm not sure. But at beginning, the very first presidency, I was mostly baffled and just learning what to do. But then from second presidency onwards, I began to understand what was my role as a leader. I was a leader, I was a role model, which I understood from my experience. And then the announcements at the end of the meeting before adjourning, I had to announce if there was any training to be done on an area level or a division level, or what was the announcement from the district or the Toastmasters International. So it was my job, kind of my job, to make sure that my club members were updated with all the announcements. Nowadays, mostly we announce if our next meeting is going to be hybrid, or it's going to be virtual or physical. And if we are, as members, going out for dinner, or when something, personal also announcements, apart from the Toastmasters International. So
thank you.
This is what I do.
Absolutely right. I mean, you have shared a great knowledge of wisdom. And I would like to hear from President Seham. Are you there? You agree with all the points what President Farkhanda was saying? I'm sure you will agree that. Is there anything else would you like to add, President Seham? Are you there? Then we have another veteran president. He's been president in many clubs, Toastmaster Viswanathan. Is there any interesting fact would you like to share for the benefits of other presidents here?
I think Toastmaster President Romy is raising his hand.
Yes, Romy Arado, where are you? You can unmute.
Unmute.
President Romy, are you joining from Philippines?
No, I'm in Bahrain.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. All the points are okay to us, to me. I'd like to share as a president 2 things. Number 1, the president, the guests, or the people attending the meeting are expecting the presidential address, which is inclined on the theme of the meeting. Because I received a message from the evaluator that the guest is expecting what is the theme, and the president should address his presidential address accordingly to the theme. Another experience that I have is when I did that, then the comment of that is the presidential address is too much or very voluminous for my speech, which is, it should be the portion of that. It should be on the master of ceremonies. Now, the learning point for that is, as a president, you should be on the average of the team and the average of the master of the ceremonies. You should not be over.
Romy. Yes, agree that point. It is very valid point. Yes, agree that. Well, I think, Mr. Moderator, are we on time?
Yeah, our session has started a little bit late, so we are on time. So you have another 5 minutes more.
All right. I think our event chair, Roshan, has something to say.
Thank you very much, DTM Khiler.
Or if you have any questions, please ask me.
No, I don't have any question. Thank you very much. From the event organizing team, I am thankful to each one of you, and you especially, and all the presidents who have been here. I always felt president is one of the most important role, and where we always say the punchline of Toastmasters, where leaders are made. But sometimes leaders are copied. We cannot copy leaders. As a president, I always believe you make the leaders, create the leaders. Point number one. Point number two, it is always a free organization. It's non-profit organization where we come here, we pay and come here to serve. We are not paid for serving the clubs or the Toastmasters community. On this thing, I think we always respect others' time as a leader, others' priorities, and moreover, as a president, we have to always see what aspirations a Toastmaster member brings to the club. That aspiration can be worked out through your ExCom members by the president. So that will help us build a great team. I've seen in my previous roles as a president, as a club coach, these are the things gradually it will build you as a leader and your club also. So these are the few things always, and many times we by mistake or by practice, we go to a lot of things, micromanagement, which I personally feel, this is my opinion, as a leader, we should avoid micromanagement, especially in this beautiful environment of Toastmasters, because I always believe all are very well talented and very well knowledgeable, and they're intellectual. Maybe once they understand that will be a great. Thank you from my side.
Agree the points, DTM Roshan, whatever you have shared, and thank you so much for that. Yes, absolutely. We should avoid micromanagement, even political interactions with some ambitions and different ambitions. We should not act in our club with another political feelings and sentiments. Well, I think we are almost done with the session. And I would like to thank you so much for all the president. Again, I congratulate all the president that you took a great role and you set the tone of the club and you set the tone of many people. One thing I just want to remind you, there is only one person is there to work for you. And do you know that? Just yourself. There is no one else who will work for you on the benefit of yourself. So be ready and get ready. So thank you so much for the opportunity to interact with all the president. I am probably younger than many of you in Toastmasters journey, but I still appreciate that you give the opportunity, courage to serve for me. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our presenter did a great job. Thank you very much.
Yeah, everyone, you can say in 1 or 2 words about the session. So we'll record the session.
If you want, you can take a print screen of this for attendance in case of you.
Yeah, this I have already, but I want every president say 1 word, only 1 word or 2 words. That's it. So I will close the session.
No, I will say
thank you so much. Thank you, organizing committee.
It is shared by twice, I think.
Thank you, Khiler. Thank you very much.
All
was
the
really a
best.
wonderful.
No, some
learning
inspiration
session.
and motivational words. So while your takeaway.
And thank
word.
you. Thank you
Thank
very
you very
much
much.
for Iraq and
Thank you.
Egypt. We are first time meeting you all. Thank you very
We
much.
can have a photo
Thank you,
shoot.
organizers.
We can have a photo shoot of all
Yeah, one
everyone.
photo. Moderator, one group photo.
Yes, let's switch on the cameras. All the president, please.
Okay, thank you. Done. DBTM Club.
All president. I can see only up to
finished
20
members.
More. We have more.
Should go to the next page.
My form is not submitting the form. It doesn't go after next. It is not going.
No, it is no, doctor. It is kept in quarantine, and after 14 days, it will be recorded.
But my attendance is there.
Dr. Asha, you have to answer all the questions. Then only it will accept it. Maybe you missed one or two. Just check, ma'am.
Now that attendance is along with the evaluation of the presentation.
Yes. Any point if you miss, it will not come.
And then it says next.
So with that, I would like to thanks to all president and thanks to the District 20, to the organizer, everyone. I think you can
We have our PQD
back
also
to the
with
main
us.
room, or if our
PQD Khalid Abdullah, he's also there.
Thank you so much, everyone. And of course, thanks for the organizing committee, chairperson, presenter. I was really enjoying what happened. Presenter left, chairperson took over, chairperson left, presenter took over. So that shows the persistence and the resilience within this organizing committee. So thank you so much, DTM Roshan, for your resilience.
You hear the bomb sound, DTM